this, and I wanted to put the helmet, at least the first part of it, so I can give you a really nicer detailed look with my hands. And it's very nice, and it's very asymmetrical because it was hand sculpted by Brian Muir out of the Roth McQuarrie sketches, and it looks really cool. I mean, it's not digitally sculpted like these days, how everything is. It's all hand done, and so it gives you that very nice, like, it's made, I don't know, for me, like, it's just looks great. It's hard to describe, I guess. As you can see over here, the side of it, you can see the gunmetal and black on it. It's pretty nice. Turn this to the other side. You can see the inside is actually padded. I didn't give you a look at that prior to the when I was opening it up. It does have a tag in here that says 2011 EFX, because this product actually came out, I believe, in 2011. Wow, that's 8 years ago. And luckily I was able to grab one of these guys. And here's the other side of it. Pretty nice. Gunmetal gray all over it too. Let's look at the front again. And as the original concept of this helmet was made, is the idea was that they wanted to make this whole helmet all in black, so that it looks like it did in the, I believe, the sketches of Roth McQuarrie. Apologize. And what had happened though, when they were actually filming this during the shoot of Star Wars, they noticed that a lot of the details of the helmet was lost. So there was an issue with that. They couldn't quite get the look of it, and especially the nice cheekbones that were sculpted here. The breathing apparatuses around this area was kind of lost with all the lighting because it was so dark. So what they ended up doing is they ended up painting partially the helmet in gunmetal gray to contrast the black, so that it at least picks it up during filming. It's very hard to see at first, but when you actually look at it in film, you will notice those kind of things. Now, one of the things that's great about this is that, unlike the limited edition, this version is made to look exactly like the on-screen prop. The limited edition had all this gray that you see here, which is the top portion of the head, the side of the cheek here, the side of the cheek on this side, and the side of the breathing apparatuses and all over here. Was actually, on the limited edition, it's sprayed on to look like a nice even gunmetal gray, whereas this one was brushed on, which I believe is how they did it in the film, which accounts for a lot of interesting things. You see the brush strokes here, I believe, in this thing. Let's see if I can get this up a little bit. It's a little stuck. There we go. So, as you can see here, there are brush strokes, and these brush strokes look very nice. It's all over in the bottom of the helmet. The detail on that was just like it looks to me like they were in a rush to be like trying to fix this whole thing, so they just grabbed the brush and started painting. And because of that, I believe this is why we have the famous sea scar, which you see right here. Now, originally I thought this sea scar was like it was a cut part in the helmet, but it actually looks to be paint. It's painted right here. I believe you can see that. So you grab that a little closer, and there's like a little paint on this end. Now, obviously, if you were looking at this, you might think, oh, there's an imperfection in this helmet, I gotta send it back, I don't like it. But this is the imperfection that was in the film. And what's also cool is that there's a little dent right here, which is really nice, because that was also, I want to believe that's also in the film. I'm not quite sure. I have to look at it over again. But you have that particular thing. And what's really cool too is the tusks on these things, these metal tusks, I call them. The one on the right side of the helmet is painted with a little black on it to give it a little wear and tear, whereas the other one on the left is much more cleaner, nicer, and it just gives you that look of though it's been worn. And it's one of those ideas that in George Lucas's films, there is this idea of everything being having the look of used space, so nothing looks brand new, unless of course you count the Imperial Army or the Imperial officers and everything. They're all super clean. Darth Vader wasn't that clean in the first film, but afterwards he had a brand new version of his helmet which was all cleaned up, much nicer, the idealized of what they wanted to achieve in the first film. But this to me still looks like the best version of him So let me actually get the other helmet portion on there and we can see it in its full entirety. And here we have it, guys. I've placed the top portion of the helmet onto the Darth Vader head, and I gotta tell you, this looks menacing. I don't know what it is about these imperfections and these brush strokes and everything else, this matted looking helmet, but it looks amazing. I mean, God, I feel like I'm looking into the Darth Vader character himself from the movie. It's a part of history here. That's really interesting to see. And as you can see right here, the side view. And as you can see how the helmet actually covers a lot of the eyes in some areas. And because if it wasn't for this gunmetal gray, you would not be able to see any of these details. So it's this is what they ended up doing, and it's amazing looking. That side profile. God, that looks so great. It's really cool. Look, the back end looks really nice. Very matted, not much reflection of it, but it looks really good. It absorbs a lot of the light rather than reflect it. That side profile looks amazing.